for Ministries. This is Tracy. Have you ever looked at somebody and seen their car or their job or maybe their house and you think, how did they get that? What on earth? I mean, what did they do? I want something like that. Well, let me give you a little bit of insight on just maybe how they might have obtained that. We're going to be today in 1 Chronicles chapter 4. Now, I'm going to tell you a verse that a lot of people are really, really familiar with, and it's called the prayer of Jabez. And he says, oh, that you would bless me indeed, and that you would enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain. And then the part that we all love. And God granted him his request. Oh, wouldn't we love that to be in our life too? Oh my goodness, it'd be great. But how many people have memorized that verse prior to verse 10? That's 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 10. And now look in verse 9 as to what it says. It says, and Jabez was more honorable than his brothers. More honorable. Let me think what that might mean. Well, let me tell you what it means, okay? It means this. Jabez was righteous. Jabez was looking to God. Jabez found favor in the sight of the Lord. How did he do that? By his lifestyle. Okay, guys? There are things that we'll look at other people's lives, but we won't see what went on behind the scenes, how they got to that place. How did they get that type of favor from the Lord? Well, what they did, it's the Matthew 6:33 where it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And they didn't look for all the stuff after that and all these things will be added unto you. They sought God first. They put God first in their life. And what does that require of us? Well, my goodness, it might require a little bit more than what you might be thinking. You know, that actually would be putting a little bit of due diligence in. I mean, being a little bit more like putting God first in your life. Having that sacrifice, and you're like, sacrificing? Yeah, really, okay. It means not doing those things that the flesh wants to do. It means looking to God for all your answers, spending quality time with him, learning his word, so that way you know what his word says so you can reflect back on it. So when things come along in your life, you've got something to grab a hold of and say, Lord, your word says this. It is written. And you move forward with the Lord and seeking his will in your life, not your will. And as you do that, God gives you these desires. His desires become your desires. And then you let the Lord flow in and through you and bless you. And that's the part we love. We love to see the blessings. And what's interesting is I saw this one post and it had a picture of a ballerina, okay? She was standing up on her toes and you saw one leg that had the ballerina leotard on and she had her little ballet shoes on, but the other leg, it just had her regular feet on. She didn't have her shoes on. She didn't have any stockings on. And you saw her toes pointed up on her foot. And you saw all the corns. You saw all the scratches. You saw her nails just about broken off. And what it was saying was a lot of people want what we have. They want our success. But then when they see what it took to get there, they don't necessarily want that anymore. A lot of times people don't want to have to put in what it takes to get to this over here, to these great things that they want. They don't want to have to put in the hard time. They don't want to have to spend that time with the Lord, seeking his face above all things, asking the Lord, Lord, please give me your perspective on this. Please give me your mindset on this. Help me to move forward in those things that you would want me to do. And let me tell you, sometimes those are hard things that the Lord might ask us to do sometimes in moving forward and saying certain things or doing certain things that we don't really necessarily want to do because it makes us a little uncomfortable, or some of the things that the Lord puts us through, those storms, those things that come into our life, and we're not able to just throw that towel in because that won't perfect our character. That won't make us more like Christ. As we get through that storm and we move forward and we can look back, we can say, oh, Lord, I see what you were doing in my life, or I understand now what it was you wanted me. And the Lord is bringing that dross out of our life, and He's making us so much better from the inside out. And we become that person who the Lord wants us to become. As we become that person, do you know the Lord starts pouring those blessings upon us, and He can answer that prayer, oh, that you would bless me indeed. And isn't that really what we want? We want that blessing, but what we should want ahead of time, above and beyond all things, is the Lord, to have more of the Lord in our lives. And then as we seek that first, He blesses us with all these other things, because that's just an extra bonus, just added benefits onto there. And they're not that big of a deal to us anymore, because He's the big deal in our lives. So guys, I hope this helped you out to seek those blessings, seek the Lord. This has been Tracy from Esther 414 Ministries.